in nursing, business, education, criminal justice, and IT. Salem has 4-week classes starting once a month. Contact Salem University by dialing 844-462-9128, option 1, or visit salemu.edu to see if you are eligible for our partnerships offering tuition scholarships.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Kim from Morgantown. Kim was experiencing such severe numbness, burning, and stabbing pain in her feet that she constantly felt distracted in life. Then Kim discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive, and painless. Kim no longer has the pain that was limiting her daily activities, and she's now enjoying life again. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Kim, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Thurby Riverside Ford announces the See Ford in a New Light sales event. Check out these special deals.
The 2025 new Ford F-150 XLT Hybrid 4x4 has 3.9% for 60 months plus $3,000 in retail bonus cash. How about the best-selling SUV in America? The 2025 new Ford Explorer has 3.9% for 60 months plus $1,500 open bonus cash. And the king of all trucks, the new 2025 Super Duty XL 4x4 has 3.9% for 60 months or $1,500 retail customer cash.
It's time to see Ford in a new light. Did I mention the new 2025 Ford Maverick Crew Cab XL all-wheel drive starting at just $29,065?
Thurby's Riverside Ford, your 26-time Ford Presidential Award-winning dealer, located 1 mile past the casino at Nemacolin. Hurry, offer ends September 30th. Ford Motor Credit financing required. See Joey, Jimmy, Sammy, or Ashley for your Thurby deal.
Looking for a new spot for a night out? Then check out Shindig's Bar and Grill in Uniontown, located in Oliver Square. With regular live entertainment and themed events, and offering 6 diamond pool tables and 3 dartboards, Shindig's is the place to be. Enjoy daily specials, including Tuesday wing night, Friday's Cajun chicken Alfredo, and Saturday's incredible crab leg dinner. And stick around for karaoke nights, live music, and so much more. Follow them on Facebook at Shindig's with a Z Bar and Grill. Shindig's, your hootenanny hotspot.
I'll tell you what, folks, I just sat down with my budget worksheet, pencil, paper, and a calculator. And you know what? I cut my expenditures by 15.1%. That's real savings, and I froze my salary, saving the taxpayers over $1,800. I'm doing this to try to save money for the residents of Fayette County because the commissioners have raised your taxes 78.2% in just 6 years. That's not right. On November 4th, 2025, vote for me, Jon Marietta, for Recorder of Deeds. Let's keep fighting for fiscal sanity and protect your hard-earned money.
'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of Jon Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking, leave this long-haired country boy alone.
Hey everybody, this is Jon Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly. Today's show is to be brought to you by Miles' Garage and Tire Center, Mung's Auto Body, Fayette County Storage and Fayette County Recovery Storage and U-Haul, PatriotsOnline.com, Country Motor Sales, Gunslingers in Connersville, JB Market, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, The Ink Spot, Tactical Civics, Solid Foundation Ministry, Highline Motorsports, Gun Owners of America, Hillbilly Jon Radio, and John Marietta for We the People. I think we might as well just get right to it here today because we got a lot to unpack. The righteous man walks in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. That's Proverbs 20, verse 7. Folks, I'll tell you what. Some names leave a mark on history, but others, they leave a mission behind. And this Wednesday, right here in Fayette County, in Fairchance, PA, we're going to gather to honor both the memory and mission of Charlie Kirk, a man who stood boldly for truth, for freedom, and for the gospel of Jesus Christ. Charlie wasn't just a speaker. He wasn't just a political voice. He was a father, a husband, a son, and a servant of God. And yes, he was murdered for standing firm in what he believed. He was assassinated for his words. But here's the truth. Charlie Kirk's voice wasn't silenced that day. It multiplied. It multiplied by millions. And this Wednesday night, we're going to prove it. We're going to prove that we are all Charlie Kirks. And let me say this loud and clear, just like Charlie believed. We reject violence in all its forms. We don't meet hatred with hatred. We respond with faith and truth and with courage. Here's some of the details. It's going to be at the Fairchance Volunteer Fire Department. That's 31 Pittsburgh Street in Fairchance. It's just right before you get into Fairchance. It's going to be Wednesday. That's tomorrow night, September 17th. It's going to be 5:30 to 7:30 ish, we're going to say. Candles, prayer, pulled pork, and a community coming together in unity. This isn't just a vigil. It's a declaration. We're gathering in unity, in boldness, and in faith to say, we remember, we believe, and we are not going to back down. Charlie's life showed the power of one righteous man walking in integrity, his children, and this generation will be blessed because of the stand he took. So come out, bring your light, stand with us, stand with us. We honor Charlie Kirk's name. Support his family and send a message that this county still belongs to the people of faith and freedom. We will not forget. We will not be silenced. We will carry this flame forward. Remember his name, Charlie Kirk. One other detail I want to lay on everybody. We had to move it because of the overwhelming response. We just didn't have no choice. So hopefully we got the message out there. It's up on billboards now and all kinds of things all around the county and passing it on, 100 different Facebook pages. The other thing is, please bring a chair. We're just not going to be capable of handling that part of it. We're going to put some tents up. There's going to be some people there, and the other thing is there's going to be somebody there trying to get signatures for the little girl that passed away in Dunbar, Resume.
That's good.
For the petition. I want to thank all these people that helped put this together. Daryl and I were in West Virginia last night, right. And it was a sea of people.
It was awesome.
I mean, I know they have a captive audience down there with all the college kids.
It was dramatic. I mean, they just kept coming to people.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were in rows, and they were up on top of the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The lights. I didn't think to take a picture, and when I did, it turned out to be blurry. But they were up on the hillside and up above
Where was
us.
it? Where was it held?
It was at the
campus.
It was at the campus was it the Science Center, I believe.
Science Center, yeah.
Yeah,
they have a name for it.
Yeah.
Some kind of jargon, but I'm not sure what it is.
And then I think at one time maybe the stadium actually might have sit there. Well,
might have been, man.
One time, because it was down in. But I tell you what, it was really, really amazing. There was a girl sitting beside me, and she was sitting on the wall, and I asked her, I said, would you please, I handed her my phone, I said, would you stand up and try to get some pictures for me, because and you still could. She said, I don't think I can get them all, and I said, do whatever you can, because I said, wow. Because you just couldn't see the end of it. I don't know how many people were there, a lot. a lot. Daryl, we got a bunch of things going on. I'm gonna give you a little bit of free reign here to tell people what we're gonna do tomorrow night. We have I think there's 500 candles or 600 candles. I don't know. Last count, there's a couple that we're going to pass out.
Yeah, basically we're going to probably do the same thing that we did in West Virginia with the speakers. We have a lady that's coming in, and she does for the West Virginia University football team. She sings the national anthem and some other. She sang it over there in West Virginia. She had tears in everybody's eyes.
Wow.
And then she sang Amazing Grace, which is one of my, probably everybody's favorite song. And so she brought tears to people's eyes. And we had speakers, of course, over there, and they had a senator from West Virginia there and some other speakers. And they were all very good and the ministers. So everybody had a good time. And, of course, we had the candles there. Everybody had a candle. And it moved very quickly. It was well organized, and I have to give a shout out to the law enforcement and the persons that were there. They did an excellent job. Everything was smooth. I mean, for putting something together. Hopefully, we can do the same thing down at the Fairchance Fire Department on 857.
There's a great big field there, and we're going to have I guess some of the people, the gentlemen from the fire department, are going to help us park cars, and there'll be security that'll be there in a couple of forms and different forms. As the state police, Pennsylvania State Police said they would be out and about and checking things out. So make sure everything stays safe.
We'll probably have, to throw it in, probably have either one of the channels. I'm not sure. Maybe both of them. Channel 4 will be there, I'm pretty sure, and Channel 11. And we text them and gave them a little resume as to what we were doing and what was going on. So everything seems to be covered fairly well. Of course, something of it. And then they have W.M. Best, one of the famous persons here that the guy that does the records. He's
Arnie Amber.
He's going to kill me. But anyways, I know him very well. But Arnie's so he's going to do some inspirational songs and stuff like that. And
is he a musician, or does he?
No, he's a disc jockey. I guess. I don't know if they use that term anymore or not, but that's what I call it.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Anyways, and he'll have some stuff there, and green or the.
We're waiting on one more confirmation. That would be. We're trying to get one more singer. We got several ministers that's going to be there, and this is going to be a big thing for everybody.
Yeah. There'll be something for everyone.
Yeah, everyone's kind of been wondering where the vigils are, and this one tomorrow will be pretty big.
Well, we know that there's people coming as far away as Harrisburg. Now we'll have to figure out. We'll have to do a little bit of a survey when we get started and ask people how far, what the furthest they come. There might be some people coming down from Clarion County too, but
we could put a little map out and have people.
West Virginia too might have some people.
Yeah, there'll be
we
people
put out
from West Virginia.
a social media to Fairmont, and they're going to have the one next week. So we have a media out there in Morgantown. So we're definitely going to have a few people from Morgantown and possibly Fairmont, West Virginia. So we're covering the bases as well as we can. When you put something together this quickly.
Yeah.
So that's a task within itself, and I want to compliment John for the good job
I think the Lord's putting people together to make this happen.
Yep.
Well,
and it's working out. It's going to work out.
This is very important for people who are grieving, and there are a lot of people that I talk to. I gave a flyer to the elderly lady in church, and she was broke down and was crying. Oh. So there are people out there who are grieving. People do have heart, and I just want to say, we have a lot of good people in Fayette County, and we have a lot of Christians. But you don't have to be a Christian to go there. You're just going there to honor the man that was murdered,
in cold blood.
And to honor that he had Jesus Christ in his heart, and he was evangelizing to persons and young people. So everybody that is invited. I think I'm correct on that, right, John?
Yep.
So
we're not nobody will get turned away. And like I said, Larry Doherty from the he stepped up and said that he'd be serving sliders for pork sliders and baked beans. And hopefully he said he has it under control. I said, okay, that's all that matters, I guess.
I can't sing well, but hopefully we can. We may even have. John singing Moon River for us.
No, not Moon River. Okay. Maybe Blue Moon over Kentucky. How's that? But anyways,
that sounds good.
We wanted to start out with that. We wanted to make sure we get this, and it's kind of a like Daryl said. I think Daryl come to me last Thursday afternoon, or maybe even Friday, and it was probably Thursday, and. He called me and he says, we got to do something. And the last time he did this, he said, we got to do something. It was for the 13 that fell in Afghanistan while we were
the Abbey Gate.
Oh yeah.
It was and we had a nice turnout there that night too. It was right in the middle of it was right at the end of a whole bunch of things in our country, and it was just we needed to do something. I'm sure there's going to be. I'm getting messages by the minute. My phone my phone vibrated all night long because people, I guess, on third shift and second and third shift, making sure that they wanted to let me know that they were coming, and that was it was good. And we had we had the gentleman from Pittsburgh that's in charge of Turning Point. He called me and he said that he said the message got clear to the Philippines. He said and they're praying for our event. So
praying for our event.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's I guess there's a Turning Point chapter over there, and they contacted him and they told him that that's what they were doing.
That's great. Really, it's a very positive thing for our county, for the state, and I think we're the first one that puts us on the map, Fayette County. We come in first on something here, so for this remembrance and that we're going to have. So I think that's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm. We got to hear last night. I will tell you, we got to hear a lot of different. I believe the governor of West Virginia. I think I heard that right. He spoke. He wasn't there, but he spoke from a remote situation, and then there was two different senators that spoke. I think one of them was like a U.S. senator, and then there was a state senator that spoke, and there was a lot of people from Turning Point that they took a turn speaking.
Correct.
We're going to have a little bit more music than they had, I think.
Right.
But
we might do a little more praying too. I don't know.
Yeah.
If that's possible.
I will tell you. There was only one incident down there, and they just stopped and they said, "We don't know what this person's problem is, but we're going to stop and if we're going to pray for him." And when they started praying for this individual, he ran.
Yeah.
He ran. And I thought I couldn't believe that. It was almost like he was being chased. So
it's very minute. It was just like seconds. The whole problem was taken care of.
Yeah,
because the state police and the police that were there, the campus police and stuff. They were so well organized. I mean, they had drones in the air and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it was so well covered. That people really felt safe.
We're waiting on that. We're waiting on that's the other confirmation we're waiting on. We're waiting on to see if there's going to be. We got some people that might be going to bring in a couple drones. So.
Yeah, it's sad that it has to get to that point where we have to do those types of things. That has to change. We got to be able to have free speech and expression and be able to do something. And we're just reaching out to people. That's all. And so we got a contingent that's off the hook. They're sorry,
Mm-hmm.
So.
I the past week I had a pastor at my church talk about a gentleman named Gale Slayers, and many of you baby boomers out there will remember the movie Brian's Song.
Yes.
back in the 70s. Well, back in the late 1960s, Chicago Bears running back Gale Sayers wrote a book called I Am Third. And the title of that book came from a simple but powerful motto that the Lord is first, my friends are second, and I am third. And that motto was tested in real life when his best friend and teammate, Brian Piccolo, was diagnosed with cancer. Well, they were more than just teammates. They were brothers in spirit. At a time when our country was divided, very divided, their friendship broke barriers because Gale Sayers was a black man and Brian Piccolo was a white man, and they were standing side by side, supporting one another through football and through life. If you remember in the movie, it was depicted so beautifully. When Brian became gravely ill, Gale Sayers didn't just say he was third, he lived it. He put his friend before himself. He prayed with him. He walked with him. And when Brian passed away, Gale Sayers made sure that the world remembered his courage. In one of the most famous speeches in sports history, Gale Sayers said, and every time I see this in the movie, I break down and cry every single time. He said, I love Brian Piccolo, and I'd like all of you to love him too. And that's what I Am Third is all about. God first, others second, and yourself last. And that's why when I think of Gale Sayers' story, when we think about Charlie Kirk, much like Gale Sayers, Charlie lived out a belief that was bigger than himself. He gave his life for something beyond personal gain, for truth, for freedom, for his family, and for the God-given values that made America strong. Just like Gale Sayers lifted up Brian Piccolo as a hero, we lift up Charlie Kirk today as a man who stood boldly for his Christian faith, his family, and for his country. Heroes don't always wear uniforms or carry titles. Sometimes they're football players, and sometimes they're patriots. Sometimes they're young men like Charlie Kirk who refuse to back down when the culture tells them to be silent. As we gather tomorrow in Fairchance, let's remember this. The way to truly honor Charlie Kirk's life is to live by that same order. God first, others second, and I am third. That's how ordinary men and women become extraordinary heroes. Let's remember that as many of you will join us tomorrow in this beautiful vigil to honor a patriot and hero here, right here in Fayette County.
Yes, and we all that are anywhere over probably 60 years old, we probably all remember the movie Brian song.
Yeah. And every time you watch it, I get choked up. And it was at a time when it was much division in this country. And both men.
I think it's great. It depicts what's going on in the country
today.
And what we're trying to do as well. And you're right. If you have a heart, it will bring tears to your eyes. It was an excellent, outstanding movie. So
yeah,
maybe we can push forward for that.
Just a reminder. And when this assassination, our priest was talking about this story, and 3 days later the assassination occurred. And that phrase, "I am third," I was reminded. Simple words, "I am third." God first, friends and family second, and me third. And to remember that and live it, which is what Charlie Kirk did in every way. And his message is boldly being fired up and lit across the world. I saw something from Australia. They're praying. They're gathering in parts all over the country. You said somebody from the Philippines got a message. That message is spreading like wildfire.
And I'm sure that I have a good friend of mine that's in Poland right now. We're not sure. He's probably not in Poland, but he's telling me that because that's all he's allowed to say. And but he's probably either in Poland or in somewhere right close there. But anyways, I'm sure that they're all praying for us tomorrow too, for this to go over well.
Not only that, everybody's going to church. They all over the country, all over the world. They're falling out the windows. That's been reported that the people want that hope. They want to come back to God. They know something's wrong. The enemy's out there. We can't fall into this thing about have a revolution or something.
Yeah.
That's the enemy. He'd love to have that. He'd like the dissension and that stuff is going on. As Americans, we got to get together.
Yep.
Political lines should mean nothing. We're all Americans. We got the greatest country in the world, and we got to act that way. And just like you said, we got to be the third man. You know, we got to be the servant. And I don't care if you're the richest man in the world. You got to be a servant to other people.
Yeah.
God's blessed you.
God's
And whatever you got, it came from God. It didn't come from you.
Right.
You may think that. But everything I have and all the things that He's given me, I always thought it was me, but it's not. It's God, because He can take it away as fast as He give it to you.
Oh, I know.
And you know, you said something yesterday on the radio that I thought about probably the rest of the evening. And of course, we were down there with all them young people, and
wonderful.
And it was wonderful. And you know, they greeted us with open arms. I mean, they did. They thanked us for being there. And when I got to speak just for a minute, and I told them, I said that I've been humbled in my life, but I was really humbled last night when you seen all them candles burning and all them young people down there trying to do the right thing. And I thanked them all for inviting us, and Daryl and Joe was with me, and like I said, it was an amazing evening. It really was, and I probably won't get to Fairmont, but we got invited. The Allegheny County is going to try to put one on, something on maybe in the next week or so. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. It's a busy time of year for everybody.
Yeah.
Daryl, do you want to say anything? Please bring a chair tomorrow night. If you're coming, bring a chair, because we don't know.
It's out in the field.
It's in the field, and it's going to be like candlelight, but the fire department has pretty good. They're lit up pretty good. We went by there last night after dark, and it's pretty well lit up. But we want to make sure everybody's has a place to sit down, because
and maybe carpooling would be good too, if you can get a few of you people to
I actually had
kind of carpool.
On the message, somebody's offered to take some people, pick them up. I guess they're going to pick them up in a couple different places. I guess they have a minivan or something. So that was kind of neat, and
neat.
I thought that was really good.
Well, I thought John and I'd get a team of horses and a hay wagon and haul some people. I got to kid a little bit. We can't be too stern here. But I just say, you go on the media, and it's the only way I can describe it is bombastic. I mean, it's amazing how the torch has been lit, and as a people, and I don't care what walk of life you are. Young, old, in between, doesn't matter. You're having problems, get involved in something like that. Get involved in this movement to help America
Connect with the
grow.
church, do that. Yeah. That was Charlie's message. And seeing so many young people, I think this may be our greatest generation that may come out of this light and this tragedy of watching someone who was like Daniel in the lion's den. He knew he was going into the lion's den. He knew he was going into enemy territory, speaking and praising the Lord, talking about families and getting married and having children, lots of children. That was in the enemy's territory, and he still went every day fighting for that.
That's right. And families are worried. If your grandparents and families and stuff, they're worried about the next generation coming.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? They have to capture them, get them to start thinking right. Get off the computers.
Yeah.
Start talking to each other. Communicate. Just like we said, if you don't communicate, and even in we talked about this before, in the workplace, if you don't communicate with your people and something happens, you're getting exactly what you deserve, because you're not communicating with people. Mm-hmm. And Charlie said the same thing.
Well, since when COVID, we kind of like made everybody stay home and do their work. And that humanization and talking to people was kind of like taken from many people because of the COVID.
You're right.
And we can't go back to those days.
Well, I will tell you, I was the girl that was there. I want to say girl, a young lady that was standing up there close to the front when Daryl and I was there, and they asked me that where I was from, and I told them I was Fayette County, and they asked me. I explained to them what we were doing there. We were invited down because we wanted to see how things was working out, and she asked me. And I wasn't sure why she asked me, but she asked me. She says, "Do you go to church?" And I said, "I do." And then she said to me, she says, "Are you a Republican?" And I said, "Well," I said, "there's an R behind my name, but I said, I'll tell you what I really am." I said, "I'm a Christian constitutionalist." And she looked at me and paused for a second, and she said, "Yeah, that's what we all need to be." And I said, that's what I really believe that's what Charlie Kirk was. And because this can't be, this has to be about God and country. I really believe that. And
Christ and the Constitution.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, that's what and she was part of. Later I found out she was part of the Turning Point thing, and she only come up to my shoulder. She was, and she talked to me a little bit afterwards too. And she said, "I wish I could come, but she has a class at 5:30 or 5 o'clock that day." So she said tomorrow, so she wouldn't be able to be there. But I think she's like vice president. She was vice president of the Turning Point down there.
Yeah.
Did she speak? Was she a speaker?
I think she spoke for a minute or two.
She may have. There were so many speakers.
There were so many but it was a good thing. And nobody.
I think her name was Paige. I think she was in charge of social media, but I could be.
Could
wrong,
be. She was a very nice girl, and that was one thing that I was impressed with. They really welcomed us down there for a bunch.
Well, I'm glad you brought it up because it was so refreshing. If you want to get a new attitude, go around these young kids. Just like the program we had with the two young kids on there. See, I got more out of that just watching them talk, and they were very poignant about what they were saying. And I really enjoyed it. And so if you want to get and they're on fire for this stuff, So that's what we need, a little bit of youth in it and stuff, and some of us hillbillies running around here would help us, And,
well,
I'm in that book. I'm a small town person, I like small towns and small communities, so that's where I'm coming from. So,
well. We're going to change. We're going to shift gears here a little bit, and we're going to let Melanie do something. We're going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to have kind of like a second opening today, and Melanie's going to present it to us. So go ahead, Melanie.
Okay, a popular verse you've heard from the Bible probably numerous times this week is Matthew 5:9. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." Well, on October 25th, I'm not just putting on a show. We're not just putting a show on in Fayette County. We're bringing the Heart of America to the State Theater in Uniontown. We've got Lee Greenwood, the voice behind God Bless the USA, and Ira Dean, who's one of the finest country performers in the business right now. But this night isn't just about music. It's about a mission. It's about faith, family, and freedom here in Fayette County, and it's about remembering what matters and doing something about it. So during the show, we'll be making a live, on-stage donation of 10% of all the proceeds to the Pennsylvania Veteran Farming Network. It's an organization that's helping our heroes here in Pennsylvania to rebuild their lives after service through hard work, agriculture, and community. We're doing it because it's the right thing to do. We're doing it because this country was built on service, sacrifice, and sowing into the next generation. And we're doing it to honor the kind of legacy that puts principle before politics and action before applause. The night is about coming together, and it's about unity, healing, and declaring loud and clear that we all reject violence. We stand for peace, truth, and God's grace. So in a world full of division and darkness, we're going to shine a little light from here, right here in Fayette County, because we are still and always will be one nation under God. So join us on October 25th in Uniontown at the State Theater. Let's sing, let's stand, let's give, and let's remind America what we're made of. You can get more information at the State Theater website in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Go onto their State Theater. There's all of the concerts. You might even find a movie or another show that you might want to visit in the future to come to Fayette County. And also the Pennsylvania Community Events.org website for more information about tickets and the times and everything else. So I hope everybody will join us and help the Pennsylvania Farmers Network, which is, if you want to know a little bit about that group, the Pennsylvania Veteran Farming Network is a statewide nonprofit network created to support military veterans, reservists, and their families who are involved in or entering agriculture. The network connects veterans with resources, training, and mentorships in farming, ranching, and business. And what's the Fayette County connection? Well, they have a presence here in southwestern Pennsylvania, including Fayette County. While they're not headquartered here, they partner with farms and community groups in the Laurel Highlands region. And Fayette County is considered an important hub because, one, it has a large veteran population relative to its size, and farming and agriculture remain significant in our county. They have also coordinated with local farms, extension offices, and veteran groups in Fayette to create opportunities for veterans to work the land and sell locally grown produce. So in short, the Pennsylvania Veterans Farming Network is statewide, but Fayette County veterans do participate and benefit directly. So your concert's donation will help support programs that reach veterans right in your community as well as across Pennsylvania. So we hope we'll see you. We're going to do the presentation on stage live, and going to make it a great day. Another little light shining bright in Fayette County.
It's something that I know that you all decided to do before all this came together, and even before Lee Greenwood got the phone call to Lee Greenwood, and I knew that they were going to try to do something like this.
We've been planning this for a couple of months, and it's all kind of coming together. Again, the Lord is putting people in place.
That's an excellent program. It's tremendous because these farmers and these young people, they can't afford things.
Yeah,
got China over here buying all of our farmland. They got big business. They're pushing all these little young, farmers and the young kids out of business.
Yeah.
And I don't know how wholesome is that. I mean, go to the backyard, have them. We need to do more of it from the field to our businesses here in our restaurants. And I know people are working on that particular thing. I can't think of any more worthy thing to do, and to get young farmers and farmers involved with this and help them out. Very important. That's excellent, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's right.
It's going to be a tremendous evening. It will be.
October 25th.
October 25th.
State Theater in Uniontown.
I've had Lee Greenwood is supposed to be on the radio with us in the next week or so. I don't know if he took a vacation or he was just.
I think he's out of the country.
He was. I think he was in Israel, wasn't he?
Right, with Huckabee.
And that's the 25th of October?
25th. It's a Saturday night around 6:15, and we have 3 other local bands that were born and raised here in Fayette County that are going to be performing. So it's going to be a great night of music, American patriotism, and then you're helping a cause. You're helping 10% of the proceeds will go to the Pennsylvania Veterans Farming Network.
That's good. Yeah,
so if
my wife leaves me out on pass, I might attend that. I'm not sure.
Bring her with you.
Well, you can always go AWOL.
Well, I've never done that in my life.
But you can
not in the military.
You can bring your wife with you.
It's a great concert. Yeah. Even young, we're celebrating faith, family.
We got to Daryl's house last night, and she was waiting on the porch for us.
She was complimenting him on the good job that Bill and everybody did here on the program the other day.
Yeah, John does a great job, John. You're a hard worker. You're one of God's servants.
Well, there's a couple ways to do things, but I believe in doing it the old-fashioned way, I guess just because I'm too stubborn to learn anything else. But I believe that if you're an elected official, you're working for the people, and that's the way you got to do it. And it might not always seem like it to some people, but I've spent lots of hours after work working on things from the recorder's office, trying to get things squared away with this new process that we're going to take. That's going to take effect after the first of the year. It's important that we do these things, and it's important that we work on things to keep things going. And it's probably because I'm not as computer literate as I need to be, but we're learning, and like I said, it's important. We had three computers that were down today at work, and by 1 o'clock I had them all back up in line. We had to make a couple phone calls and get things that the internet's giving us some fits here in Fayette County right now. Bill's shaking his head because he understands that, because the radio one time didn't need the internet, but now if you don't have you need the internet to make the radio work. And what happens is it skips. It's like a record. It's like an old record you play. It skips and jumps and moves around, and then it causes things not to come back up. And that was what the problem was at the recorder's office today. So, but we got all three up, and we got all three of the stations up, and we figured out what was going on. So.
I'm glad you brought that up. I could tell my wife that wasn't me that messed the computer up. They got problems with it.
Well, and we're moving forward with all of this. And I mean, even with this concert, back in the day, you sold. When you went to buy your tickets, you got you got a ticket that they handed to you. That was now they send it to you on your phone.
Yeah.
And I was watching the girl that was doing her homework or what was that. She's typing on a computer and she's typing on her phone at the same time, and I'm thinking, oh dear Lord, I could never get that right. But she was doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah.
I wanted to say this the other day. This is really important because as you know, I go to Florida and a lot of times in the wintertime and that in different places. But I want to give a shout out to WNBS. We are fortunate to have this organization here. And not only that, we have all the talented persons here that I listen to and I hear. And even Jim Morgan, you hear him, he fills in on a Sunday. And but it just has that hometown feel. Yeah. And they reach out and they get on the same level as everybody else. I think it's really important to bring that up and look, we're here and we have this service that we can do and that they work with us. I know sometimes it's probably not easy. And they always have fun if they're out in a live event. They're always having a blast wherever they are. Yeah. And that draws people to you. That's great. So kudos to them. That's real important. People ought to,
So,
go ahead.
Melanie, is there anything else you want to go on? Let us know about the concert. We know that Ira Dean's going to be there, and actually, he has the #1 song on iTunes right now for country music.
What's it called? What would Charlie Daniels do?
What would Charlie Daniels do? Nick Polito is going to be there, and I tell you what, Nick was pretty hot. Nick was rocking the house down in Dunbar at Dunbar Community Fest. By the way, I spoke about that yesterday a little bit, but
didn't he just come from Nashville too? Wasn't he in Nashville maybe a week or two ago?
Nashville, and then he's going, I think, out east for a week or so here pretty soon. Jonah Klein's coming up from West Virginia, and
Retro Rodeo.
And it's going to be a night. It's going to be something that hasn't happened to the state. I remember the last time, and this is going to date me when people will figure out when this was, but I think it was 1981. Waylon Jennings came to the State Theater, and you wouldn't get away with this nowadays, but they were actually sitting in the aisles in the floor to see Waylon Jennings. Of course, this is Fayette County, and Waylon Jennings was he was hot right then, probably because of the Dukes of Hazzard and other things too. But when it was an amazing concert, and then of course. Conway Twitty come one night, and he packed that place too. So
well, that's a gem in Fayette County too. You talk about the radio station. Well, the State Theater is a historic theater right in the heart of downtown, and it's a gem that's been preserved. And have great classic film series going on right now. In fact, the night before the concert, they're showing To Kill a Mockingbird in their classic 250 film anniversary. Once a month they have a classic film that's being played there. It's $5 to get in. Talk about an inexpensive date. You can, eat at a fancy restaurant, and then go to a $5 cheap movie at 7 o'clock and enjoy classics each month. So go on their State Theater website. You'll see all of the Nutcracker, all of the performances that they have in that show in the heart of downtown. Our State Theater is, again, another gem in Fayette County that you don't hear much. They're kind of like under the radar a little bit, but it's a wonderful place.
It is. And I don't know how much time we got, but
a couple minutes.
Where's this visual at again?
Oh, okay. The visual is going to be for Charlie Kirk's going to be out at the Fair Chance Volunteer Fire Company. They were gracious enough to. I got a phone call from one of the members from out there yesterday, and he said, I don't think there's going to be enough room out at Five Corners for you. And I said, we're contemplating something right now. And he said, would you like to have it out here? And it just like,
oh, wow.
I mean, you just ask, would you like to have it out here? And I want to thank all the volunteer fire department from out there.
Fair Chance.
I know that there's going to be some other fire departments probably show up. But
That's great.
It's a good thing.
God bless them.
It's a good thing. And like I said, there's going to be we got a couple of different things going on. There's going to be some. I guess there's going to be some plainclothes security there, and there's going to be also the state police is going to be moving around back and forth and all around, and we're going to have.
It should be pretty secure.
Yeah. And we're in a field, and like I said,
Bring a chair.
Bring a chair. Please bring a chair. We're going to provide bottled water. And their little girl asked if she could have a. She called about doing a lemonade thing here, and I how do you tell a little girl no? So I mean,
it's going to be hot tomorrow, so that would be a good.
So
good refreshment.
I told her, I says, you better get lots of lemons to get ready. So, you're going to have a captive audience. And I do want to thank Larry Doherty one more time. He's become one of my advocates, and I really appreciate what he's done. We didn't see eye to eye for a while, but now we're getting. He's been a good man. He's been a good man, and he's coming. He volunteered, and there's some other businesses. There's some other businesses, and I just don't want to. Leave anybody out, so we're not going to. We'll get everybody's name, and we'll try to make sure that we get things taken care of that way at a later date. Same way with the concert. I know there's lots of businesses that are involved in that, and we're going to make sure that they all get their just due, and make sure we get the advertising we can for them. Mm-hmm. So I got 1 minute left, and quickly. I want to thank you all for listening in. I really appreciate you all. We'll be back here Friday. We got a new racetrack that we're going to promote on Friday. They're coming in, so here we go. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad. Love what you got, and remember what you had. Always forgive and try to forget. People change. Things go wrong. But just remember, the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.
Your local station, WMBS Uniontown.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Prosecutors in Utah announced 8 charges today